Mr. Camera's being a little bit of a pain today. Alright, so, hi guys, it's Sarah from Sarah's Music. I'm with Seth, aka Mr. Grid.
What's up?
Alright.
Mr. Grid. So formal.
Yeah. Well, you're kind of getting up there. So.
Yeah.
So.
Old.
I mean, you get to play in chapel. So.
Oh, you mean up there in the ministry?
I mean.
NGU Chapel is like the pinnacle of my career. Yeah.
It's a stepping block.
For sure.
So, but so to start out, we're gonna talk about chapel, and then we'll move on to the other things because I really. So
good.
Seth was in chapel last week on Wednesday for the Mental Awareness Day, which they didn't even know that was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but I'm gonna let him talk about how that happened and kind of how that got carried along.
So yeah. So a year ago, Atari, who's one of the student life people, contacted me because I did the same thing I did in chapel at the talent show last year, and she saw it and contacted me later and was like, "Would you be interested in doing something for BCM?" At the time, I didn't really answer because I just felt weird about it. I didn't feel. I was afraid that if I did, I wouldn't be able to be as honest and real as I wanted to be. But over the summer, I got to a point where I felt more comfortable with it, so I emailed her. And as soon as I emailed her, she sent the video to a lot of the people on staff. And I got an email back from Jody and from Josh Gilmore, who's in charge of BCM. Jody's in charge of chapel. And they both were like, "We would love for you to do something with this at the school, maybe potentially go to different youth groups and do this stuff." I thought that was cool. So yeah, me and Jody just started meeting over the first few weeks of school to talk about how to execute it the right way, and we came to the conclusion that it would be good to do it in chapel with the music video playing, and also was lucky enough to get a drummer and Joey to sing with me. And it was just really cool. But yeah, like you said, it was Mental Health Awareness Day. That wasn't planned. I didn't know that. Jody didn't even really know it. I'm pretty sure until the day of. And he came up and said, "This is going to be perfect. It's Mental Awareness Day. This is how we're going to tie it in." And then the message after was perfect.
He just threw the message out the window, but like, "This is what I'm going to talk about instead."
Yeah, the pastor just was like, just was done with his message and decided to talk about mental illness. It was God took over the whole day.
Yeah.
It was insane. Yeah, so I was really glad to have the opportunity. I think God used it really well, and it gave a lot of purpose to the stuff I've struggled with. So it was a good day. It was a really powerful day for me. So.
Yep. So, but even funny is that, well, it's a little funny now. It wasn't funny last week. But, like, Wednesday was Mental Health Awareness Day, and then through the weekend, I was just...
Yeah, you were really struggling.
Yeah. So,
you were struggling.
Yeah.
I was worried about you.
That was rough.
But you got through it.
Yeah, and it looks like my roller coaster might be going big downhill. But we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But, so... Now that we've officially talked about that, I want to talk about the Marvel SpiderMan situation and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
SpiderMan is back.
So.
Oh man. So yeah, when if you guys all know, SpiderMan is technically owned by Sony. So when he's in the Marvel movies, it's because they are allowing him. So they announced in August that he was no longer going to be in the movies. I was devastated, frankly. And but recently they just announced that he's back for one more movie. So yeah, I was kind of in a place where it was hard for me to watch Endgame and watch Spider-Man Far From Home because it was too sad to see that it wasn't going to lead to anything. But now that he's back, I've watched it like 3 times since. So I'm really glad it worked out.
And I love the fact that Tom Holland was actually part of the new Sony Disney deal.
Yeah, because now even when he moves to the Sony universe, they're still going to connect it, which makes the Sony movies like Venom and Sinister Six and all that going to be part of the MCU technically. So that's cool.
Yeah. So I just thought it was cool. My roommate's happy now.
Yeah, I talked to her a little bit actually about it at dinner the other day. So.
Yeah, she's really happy that it's back and running. And so you said you have news about this album you're doing. I want to know what it is.
Okay, so it's not. Okay. So, are you familiar with Epic Rap Battles of History? It's a YouTube channel. It's where they take two people from history and they rap against each other. Like there's Obama and Mitt Romney one. There's a Trump and Hillary one. Okay, so it's a really big YouTube channel. Every time they've been around for a long time. And what's up? We're just doing a little interview.
Okay.
I just need to borrow the room for another 10 minutes maybe.
That's fine.
You want to come say hey real quick? Might as well. Now they're gonna wonder who it was.
How you doing?
No, I mean hey to the camera.
Oh, hello.
This is Ben.
It's Ben.
All right, have a good day.
So you can have your room back in like 10 minutes.
That's fine.
Anyways, what was I saying? Epic Rap Battles of History is a God, my train of thought. It's a really big channel. I bet if I showed you it later, you would probably recognize it. But they've been around for a long time. It's actually, strangely enough, kind of what got me into wanting to do rap. So there's this small community that came out of Epic Rap Battles, and it was just people who, made their own music because of ERB.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of grew up with that community, and there were specifically 5 guys that I kind of watched and saw them grow. Well, there's a specific guy named Matt Forio, M-A-T-4 and Y-O, and he, sorry, my allergies are really bad. He made his own stuff, and it got so big that ERB actually had him come on as a writer, and he wrote parts. I think he wrote a big chunk of the Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton rap battle, which was one of their biggest videos. So that made him pretty big on YouTube, and he's a pretty big following. Well, I reached out to him and I said, it was just a complete shot in the dark. Like, I doubt this is going to go anywhere. I reached out to him and said, would you want to collab? Here's the idea of the song you might be on. I really think your style would be perfect for this. He's real geeky. Like, if you watch his videos, they're really kind of goofy, but like he's really good at lyricism and wordplay. But he messaged me back and said he'd like to do it, so so it looks like he's going to be on the album.
That's gonna be cool.
We're still talking about the logistics, but right now all I've heard is he said a collab would be really cool. What are your ideas? So it sounds like he's on board, and we're still planning it out. But it's cool because I've watched this guy for years, and the fact that he saw my request and looked at my songs and my videos and thought this is a guy I'd like to collab with, such a cool thing. So that's big.
That would be like me messaging Anthem Lights being like, hey, I'm going to be in Knoxville during Christmas. Would you want to do an interview for my YouTube channel?
Oh yeah.
That would be that would be like that.
You should try that. I
I've
bet
thought
they
about
would.
it.
Why not?
So,
Why would
I
they?
mean, they're in Nashville.
Look, you gotta learn that, like, as crazy as something sounds, you just have to ask. Like, I thought this was crazy to ask him, but it worked. I mean, this whole album, asking the people that have helped me, I never thought they would, but all of them were like enthusiastic, like, yeah, I'd love to make a song with you. So you just gotta ask. So that's big news.
That's
And it's
really cool.
Sarah Music exclusive information.
If you ever go big, I get the first exclusives. Because you started right here.
That's true.
So.
I hope that any future interviews are as fun as these.
Yes.
But once they get on, if they ever get super professional, I'm still going to be goofy about it.
Oh, trust me. They're always going to be goofy.
Yeah.
So, but, yeah. And then you told me a really cool idea that you had with books for your albums
right.
and stuff.
So I started this whole storytelling thing. Right, I wrote some books in high school and self-published them, and I've decided I want to still do that. Books are still storytelling's my main passion. It's not just music, and I think going forward, I'm gonna write a book that goes with each album that explains the story more and ties into it. So you can listen to one song, and if you read the book, like it's a fiction book, so it'll be like characters and stuff, but it'll tie into the music. And I think that's something no one's really done before. I think that'll be. I'm really excited to do that. We'll see.
The only thing that I've ever heard of is with Skillet. They did a graphic novel with their latest one.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, it actually came to the book.
Well, the thing with my album is like it's so fictional. Like Grid's a fictional character. There's like a bunch of fictional characters in it. Part of the album is like a radio drama with voice acting. It's not even a song. So the album, I think that's what will be different. Is the album itself's already such a fictional story that I think the book is just going to flesh it out more.
Mm-hmm.
And if people really want to look into it and see the lore of the Grid world, the books will really help. So yeah, I think that'll be cool.
I finished the first book. Second book is next.
Oh, the ones I wrote. Yeah. Before. That's cool.
Yeah. Number 2 is next. I just have to get my homework done.
Yeah, I hear you.
So
awesome.
But give us kind of like a brief timeline, and then we'll get out of here. So timeline of like album and like things that.
So
what can we look forward to?
I've decided I'm not going to release another song until I just drop the whole album. But there is going to be plenty of content. If you go to my Instagram at legend_of_grid, GRIDD, Legend of Grid. I release content all the time on that, and my next thing is the music video for my song Sheikah Dreams that's on Spotify, and we worked really hard on that over 2 weekends. We even filmed that. We went to Lake Hartwell to film parts of it on a beach, and I'm really excited about the way that story is going to be shown on the music video, and just the message it's going to portray, because it's more of a hopeful message. So that's really the next thing. I think October 31st is when that's going to come out. So if all goes according to plan. So yeah, there you go. Oh, and the album's probably going to hopefully be out March at the earliest and May at the latest.
Stuff to look forward to. So, but we both have to get moseying.
Gotta
get going. But just want to give you guys a short little update on things, and we will talk to you guys later.
Bye. See ya.